Welcome back to KXLU Los Angeles 88.9 FM. You're listening to A Fistful of Vinyl.
Hi, guys.
Hey, it's Alec and John. It's
Surprise.
Doing our thing again. Yeah, but we have guests today. We're not alone. We're actually like the very opposite of alone. There's 5 dudes sitting across from me who would probably do well to identify themselves right now.
We are Walter Mitty and his Makeshift Orchestra.
By your powers combined.
I love the little. You did the little. They did the Captain Planet fist bump in the middle. And almost nothing happened. But
There was some heart, at least, for sure.
yeah. So here's what happened earlier tonight at 8 o'clock. We got together and they played a bunch of music and we filmed it, and it's going to be on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/fistfulvinyl. And then we went and got In and Out. That was really the star of the evening. But yeah, we're gonna talk about stuff and get to the really just to the core, the foundation of what the hell's up with you guys. So
Groovy.
Foundation.
Yeah, and the last song you heard was by Mountain Goats. It's called the best ever death metal band out of Denton. They never did settle on a name, but
He's speaking tomorrow, by the way.
Oh, that's
We're gonna
right.
Be there.
Where's he speaking?
At this bookstore called Skylight Books in Los Feliz on Vermont Boulevard.
Yeah,
So, be there.
or don't
Or
because
don't.
it's gonna sell out and we want spots.
Yeah.
But yeah, coming up next we have McCluskey with Your Children Are Waiting For You to Die. Then we're going to play some songs, and then we're going to talk to Walter Mitty and his Makeshift Orchestra and get some answers.
Yay.
Fistful of Vinyl. Welcome back to A Fistful of Vinyl on KXLU 88.9 FM Los Angeles. KXLU Los Angeles 88.9 FM. We're here with Walter Mitty, who was the performer and author of that last song that you heard, which is called Steamboat Willie. Talk to me about writing that song, because you were kind of riffing on that, and it was funny, and I want everyone else to hear it. Be funny in the same way that you were a couple minutes ago.
The story we were just telling?
Yeah. I mean, I always like to hear the inside of like what it was like in the situation of a band actually recording a song, you know, because it always means something to the listener. It always, you know, the song always has like a situation in which, you know, everyone remembers when they first heard a song, or you know, they're particularly meaningful songs, or they remember like, you know, the context in which they heard it. It's cool to hear the context in which it was like created too.
Oh, remember when I recorded that, everyone had left the house to go to a show in Portland, Milk and Chris had, and I stayed behind, and I didn't plan on doing anything, but I just started singing the vocals to Steamboat Willie to record it, and then apparently they said they came home and I was just drunk by myself in the dark house, and I was like, you guys, I did it. I did Steamboat Willie. And yeah, that was kind of cool to hear back because I forgot about that.
Nice. Well, I don't know, I guess there's... I really like the tone of all of your guys' music, and it changes a lot. Especially, you know, in kind of the graduation from Overwhelmed and Underdressed, which was like 2011, to Well Soon, the album you guys just released. Talk to me a little bit about, you know, what sort of informed the tone on those two albums? Like, what were you guys going through in life, or what did you kind of intend to... What story did you intend to tell with creating those?
Well, with Overwhelmed, it's kind of hard to think back. Sometimes I don't remember even writing some of the songs, but with Overwhelmed, I was definitely a lot younger than the guy who wrote Well Soon.
Sure.
There's a little more angst in there, and I think I was trying to be smart back then. I was trying to like sound like I knew what I was talking about. And then with Well Soon, it was definitely, and it comes off that way, a lot more mellow, a lot more kind of just jaded instead of angry. And yeah. I don't know. What do you think? What do you guys think from the other perspective?
Well Soon, I guess, like definitely got like a sonic lift. Oh, sorry. Well Soon just like got a sonic lift musically for sure. And yeah, just in general, the music is a lot better recorded, and there's more to it.
It's like more like technically thought out and
Yeah, we were trying to make the best record we could. Well, we always do that, but on the latest one, we were... Oh, closer. We were... Sorry.
I can kind of compensate for it, but you make my job easy if you get close.
Yeah, for the new one, we were just trying to make the songs as best as we could. We knew the raw material was great. We wanted it to come off as, you know, great as we could. So I think that's a little bit different. We were just a little
Yeah.
Just
we got a lot better at recording ourselves. That's for sure.
Yeah, each album you can tell. I think it's pretty obvious we're getting better at recording.
Yeah, I remember the first time that I heard those songs. I was visiting Dustin and Milk in Portland, and he kind of just played me the songs 1 through 12 just on an acoustic guitar, and I immediately, my first response was just, they're a lot more developed and sound a lot more mature. And then when I heard the recorded versions of them, it's pretty much the same thing with the actual sound of them. Everything's kind of just a step forward, a little bit more mature, and more mellow, and
trying to refine our craft a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you guys record on? Like, is it recorded on a microphone in GarageBand?
You got it, exactly.
Word.
Yeah, it's on GarageBand with a AKG mic and
cool.
a vocal mic.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the, we talk about this a little bit, but that's one of the best things about music now is that, like, you can record to a computer and just, like, mix it yourself. And, you know, like, if you're at home and you write music, you can make it into a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people think we're, a lot of our friends and other bands are like, you guys are crazy. Why would you spend so much time pulling your hair out, doing it yourself? But at the same time, I tell them, like, well, we can spend as much time as we want experimenting. We're not, like, paying anybody for their time, you know? We can, like, tweak it a million times if we want. And we learned how to become, like, good at producing ourselves in the process, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if there's like a necessity and you guys just have to learn how to meet it. That's how we learned how to video edit. Just, like, had video and we wanted it on the internet and couldn't afford to pay anyone for it.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, well, I think we should probably listen to some more music. We'll throw some more of your, we'll throw some Well Soon on there. And, yeah, we'll be back in just a little bit to talk to Walter Mitty more. In the meantime, find us on Facebook, facebook.com/A Fistful of Vinyl. If you guys have any questions, that's a good place to you know, type them in, and then I'll ask them with my voice. Oh, and there's a phone number. Do you want to?
Yeah, can we please have people call in? Is that cool?
Yeah, I mean, we can't put them on air, but they can totally call in and just, like, jam with us off air.
We would love for people to call in and ask some really weird questions.
All right.
This is the number, 310-338-5958, KXLU Fistful of Vinyl.
That's right. Good job, Milk. That was
Thank
good.
you.
That was great.
That's great.
There you go, Milk.
We had a lot of practice doing that.
All right, but coming up next, we've got some Ezra Furman with the song Day of the Dog on A Fistful of Vinyl, KXLU Los Angeles. Welcome back to A Fistful of Vinyl, KXLU 88.9 FM Los Angeles. I'm here with Walter Mitty and his Makeshift Orchestra, which is 5 dudes who play music together, and it's particularly good music. You know that because you just heard it. The song you heard was called Full Body Yawn. It is off their newest album, Well Soon, released on Making New Enemies, Lauren Records. I get confused by all that.
Lauren Records did the vinyl and tapes, and then Making New Enemies did the Digital Storm.
Okay, I dig it.
And the spiritual inspiration.
Fair enough. Okay, that's an important factor. You know, it's, you know, you can always tell when somebody doesn't have that.
Exactly.
So yeah, much to I guess to our flattery, we received a storm of callers asking all sorts of bizarre questions. I was writing them down about as fast as I could. First things first. Tony wants to know how many is fish. You guys said 4. Four.
Yeah.
Fish is 4, and 3 is 5, and 5 is 4, and 4 is 4.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, that makes sense to me.
Wait,
Yeah.
is that the same riddle?
Yeah,
we
I
had
think
so.
I think
Is
he was
it?
doing the same riddle we were doing in the car yesterday.
It's
Tony,
the number
let
of
us know if
letters.
you're right.
I think it was the number of letters. That was a weird question.
Damn, that's
Unless
scary.
you meant Fish the band, which would be 5, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
Unless it's how many members are in Fish.
Wait,
And
do you
what's-
know
Yeah.
how many people are in Fish?
No.
I was like, dude, right on. We're diverse. We know a lot of music.
I knew we were doing that riddle in the car yesterday.
Yeah,
That was
it's
just a
just
coincidence.
coasters.
That was kinda
That's a little bit eerie. Somebody told somebody something, or
Russell?
somebody else was writing a paper concerning temporal timey-wimey things. He asked, what is time? You guys came up with, like, a bunch of really good things. You said time is an allergic reaction. Time is...
What'd you say?
I said something like you can't measure time.
yeah,
It's really hard to
you
do.
said because even, like, a clock is just a physical pendulum moving back and forth, and
Yeah, the time is
it's
like with
relative. And anyway, I hope he does well on his paper. We had... so this is a cool thing. On Cliche Definitions of Success, you guys have several pictures on the cover. And a lot of people, I guess, assume that those are just pictures of you. They're not. Who are they? Or what are they?
Well, I don't even remember the pretext to the story.
We were going fishing, me and you, Dust.
Me and Milk were going fishing in San Luis Obispo.
No, we actually were fishing.
Yeah, I got a ticket.
Without a
I got a
license.
fishing ticket that day, too.
Oh, we did.
But
Fishing tickets
we
are
stopped at a
expensive.
thrift store in Aurora Grande, California. And it was back when me and Milk were first starting to get to know each other, and we were just like trying to be weird to impress the other, probably. And we found these pictures in a thrift store bin, and we were both just like, "Yeah, man, these are the pictures." And we kind of put them together in a certain way. We have no idea who those people are on the album cover, but we liked them.
Cover, bro.
And then I remember we came home and showed it to Chris, and Chris was just like, but it stuck, I guess.
Don't know if I'm sold, but
Yeah.
it's cool that you guys like it.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, what were some of you guys ruined a house? How did that happen? Whose house did you ruin?
It was my buddy's house in Isla Vista.
Okay, why'd you ruin the house?
There were so many people inside because we were playing inside the house that they were just got
We were
too
on the
crazy.
second floor.
Yeah, the second floor just caved into the first floor. It was super gnarly.
We were playing community college and has like that rhythm that kind of works for jumping, so everyone jumped
Jumped
at
in the same beat.
time.
Oh, no.
Because we're all together.
And you guys
It
did one of
just
those like
snapped
YouTube
thing.
things, or like we're just all caves in.
It literally all caved
and I
in.
see it
The
on
whole
YouTube.
house,
Everyone
yeah.
had to evacuate. It was crazy.
I remember when
boy.
we started playing it, like everyone was so dense in that living room that like you could the
It was
floor
like
was
a
like a
trampoline. It was
trampoline.
gnarly.
Yeah, I started leaning forward every time. And like,
And
Yeah.
Sean Donahue looked at me and he just was like, "No!" Like putting like the knife on his neck, you know. Don't.
It's not the
No.
only time a floor broke either. That's how
How many?
Yeah,
wait,
we broke it.
how many floors have you broken?
it was the same song, right? It was
Yeah,
the same
community
song.
college. It was community college.
It's got that
happened,
tempo.
in San Luis Obispo as well, and there was a show in kind of a gazebo, and same thing. I guess it was during community college. I don't really remember, but yeah, all of a sudden, like everybody's kind of jumping up and down, and the floor breaks too. Everybody stops, looks at each other, and then just keeps jumping. The show continues.
It was less dangerous in a gazebo.
Marginally.
And then we split before the cops came.
Yeah, well, you got it. Come on, who's
Just stick around and clean
you don't talk to cops. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, talk to me about the 3-year gap between Overwhelmed and Underdressed and Well Soon. 2011 to 2014. What's up?
Long distance band. was
Yeah,
one of
long
them.
distance
We were
relationship.
all living
That's
in
hard,
different
man.
places,
That's
and, yeah, it was just hard to communicate and play music together in general.
Yeah. I don't even know what we were all doing. We were in Santa Barbara or Portland. Chris was in San Luis Obispo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to school. I was pretty headstrong
Dustin
in
had to
school.
write the songs.
It took a while.
We did a really long tour in that time frame, but just one, I think.
We did one full U.S. tour. I also did I did another album called Daydream Dystopia in that time too. So that was like a little brief side project from Walter Mitty. So that accounted for a year of the 3 years probably.
all right. Talk to me about this name Walter Mitty. You know, normally a character who kind of is prone to these like sort of fanciful, you know, I don't know, somebody who just like kind of like leaves reality and goes off on these journeys in his head, but never really accomplishes anything. I mean, there's a lot of like escapism involved in that. Is that like informative of like how you guys felt making music, or?
Yeah, I think that that personality. I honestly, when I made the first Walter Mitty record, I'd never read the Walter Mitty short story. I was a total poser. I just like saw the name on Wikipedia and I thought it was cool.
It's a neat name.
But yeah, I guess like coincidentally or ironically, the first Walter Mitty album totally has that escapism feel. You know, there's like I'm riding my bike to Charleston, or like all these songs about like Sunset Boulevard escaping into music. You know,
Are we talking Every Town Needs a Cowboy?
yeah, that
Okay.
album. On that album, it's very Walter Mitty. Like it's all like daydreaming and escapism. You know, so it's kind of funny. And even to this new album, it's still very much like there's lyrics.
You
about,
guys
like,
still identify with that imagery of.
Yeah, not even consciously. We never tried to like be like Walter Mitty, but it kind of like character does fit. Can't deny that. But
Yeah.
we're gonna get sued pretty soon, and then we'll have to find a new character.
Ben Stiller's coming after you.
Yeah. Scary Ben Stiller.
Ooh.
Can you do it?
Okay, I have another question about imagery. So you guys, like, you seem to play a lot with this sort of like Disney motif, It sounds like you've got at least a couple references to Gaslight Anthem, unless Great Expectations, you were talking about the novel. I don't know.
Kind of both.
So talk to me about some of these other images, that sort of motifs that appear in your music regularly. What inspires those?
I don't even know. Like the Disney stuff. I wouldn't even think I was super into Disney, but I guess if you hear the songs and it's like, oh yeah, that guy loves Disney, or
that much Disney
in the older stuff.
What do we mean by Disney?
There's
Steamboat Willie's
there's
Disney.
a Peter Pan, there's a Steamboat Willie, there's a Walt Disney.
I mean, you get Nickelodeon, you got Reptar in there.
We got this is kind of a cartoony vibe. Yeah, we got Nickelodeon.
I did think about these questions.
Yeah,
right?
No, I was trying to think of it myself.
Whoa.
It's true, man. I never even asked myself the question. I don't know. I guess it's deep within my subconscious, these childhood things I grew up with. Pretty soon I'm going to run out of things to talk about in the songs, I guess.
On the gap between the records, I mean, I think I was listening to the most recent two a lot, today in the last few days. And I think I was saying before that the last lines of the records I think are super interesting. Like you said, there's a huge difference in my opinion, at least. One of them is kind of angry and sort of nihilistic, and the other one is optimistic but sort of empty, right, and less jaded. And I think you used the word mellow, which is a word that shows up in a lot of the lyrics on this record.
Totally.
Right, because Overwhelmed ends with floating face down in Morro Bay, and this one ends with I wrote it down. Our anti-earth will take it's the first line of the last verse, but our anti-earth will take us in. She wants our battered shells, and that's a very different tone than the one of mortality. It still comes from a place of confusion, but it has this sort of welcomeness to it. And how did that change? And where
yeah. Well, first, John, I can tell you're a lit major. But yeah, that is. I honestly never thought about that, but they both kind of hint at death in the last verse of both albums. And two different perspectives for sure. The Overwhelmed last verse is totally it's almost pessimistic and kind of very dark and bleak. Whereas I remember writing Well Soon, especially Anti-Earth. I really wanted to not be I didn't want, because both sides of the coin I always feel, everyone does, but I wanted to show the other side of the coin. I was very conscious that I wanted to kind of do the opposite of Steamboat Willie, So it is cool that you picked up on that. And kind of the more optimistic side of death or something ending or something leaving your life,
Yeah.
Also in Anti-Earth it says, through you she lives on, you know what I mean? Things that, even though something's gone, it still, lives on in a way, Yeah. So I kind of just wanted to do, the opposite of Steamboat Willie with this album. Have it kind of sad, but in a happy, sad way instead of a sad, sad way.
It's funny because Overwhelmed ends with they'll find me in Morro Bay floating face down, and then you listen to Well Soon, the first track, Compersion, and the first lyric on it is but anyway.
Yeah.
So you gotta have the literal death or whatever way of seeing it, and then the step forward is Well Soon. It says but anyway.
It goes on.
It goes
it's
on.
It's true.
Then,
Cool.
Yeah, that lyric was supposed to be a continuation. Okay, after my little temper tantrum in Steamboat Willie, but anyways, let's get back to it.
We got sidetracked there. Cool. Well, actually, just to make sure we get this in, so Reddit user Churro Moo Cow writes, "You're very clever. Talk about your writing process." I think I paraphrased. They probably said it more eloquently than that. It was flattery followed by interrogation.
The writing process for me is I just kind of zone out with the guitar, and then whatever words come to mind, they just kind of come. There's not much else to say, and then I think about it for a long time, sometimes for a year, and I just wait till the right words come, and then when they come, you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And then sometimes if I'm not sure, I just go to Milk or Jake or Chris, and I'm like, hey, is this line cool, or should I say this one? And then they kind of just be like, no, that one's cool. But there's really nothing super substantial I can say about it. Just kind of, I call it kitty box meditation, where you just sit with the guitar and just kind of mumble gibberish until something comes, and you're like, oh, that was cool.
Oh, I like that. Kitty box meditation. Do you do much rewriting?
Yeah. Well, no. I just do a ton of non-writing. You know what I mean? A song can stay lyricless for probably the longest is like Caterpillars was like a year and a half before with just like different lyrics every day, you know? And then finally I was like, oh, this is cool. This should be it.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Cool. Well, we're gonna play some more music right now. We're gonna try this again. Call in, talk to Walter Mitty.
Please call.
Hey, Tony, if you're listening, Tony, come call in and tell us that fish answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. 310-338-5958, 310-338-KXLU. Also, if you feel like doing us a solid, find us on Facebook, facebook.com/A Fistful Of Vinyl. You guys plug your thing, too, if you guys have a thing.
MakingNewEnemies.com, Walter Mitty's Makeshift Orchestra, Bleeding Gums Murphy, Sour Guy, Weston Bookhouse.
Yeah.
Give it all a Google search.
Those are all just words, and one of them's a Simpsons character.
One of them is a Simpsons character. You're going to get sued for that, too, Jay.
Whatever. This is Archers of Loaf. You're listening to A Fistful Of Vinyl on KXLU. Welcome back to A Fistful Of Vinyl, KXLU 88.9 FM, Los Angeles. We're here with Walter Mitty and his Makeshift Orchestra. And John, who's the other half of A Fistful Of Vinyl.
Hi.
Hey, John.
Hi.
Hey. I don't know. Talk to me about... Oh, wait, did I already... God.
I want to say
Yeah, say something. I was like sure I had something, but I don't.
It's just a thing that I said earlier that I thought was kind of funny, but one of the things I liked about Overwhelmed and Undressed, which is the first record I heard from you guys, was that when I first heard it was like right after I graduated from college, which is something, and it like resonated with me in like a super honest way. I think especially, I don't know, I always like, I think to harp on this again, the Steamboat Willie, some of the bits about just like, these are the 4 things I need, you know, like that's the stuff I love. Like, I like my mom, and I like to ride my bike, and I like to smoke weed, and like I like music, and like that was super relatable in my opinion. And this new record has sort of, in the same way that I've like grown up and changed a little bit, encompasses some of the same emotions that I'm feeling now. And that's a super cool thing, to like find pieces of art that can grow with you. Yeah. You know? So that, I guess. And I called it Harry Potter earlier. I think a lot of people felt that way about Harry Potter in our generation, like they grew up with it, you know? Whoa, and dude. That was super. So that was super.
Are you comparing to
so that was super cool for me.
Dude, that was really cool.
Yeah. So,
dude, that's definitely something we've all talked about. We'd be like recording well soon, and afterwards we'd say like, "Man, are people even gonna like this?" And like we kind of just hoped like, well, maybe the people will just grow up with us and like be on the same page, you know?
Yeah, totally.
So that's cool that you said that.
So I like to end. Oh wait, we haven't. Hey, what's punk rock? Sorry, normally we give more pretext to this question, but we ask all of our listeners, like, what does punk rock mean to you? What does punk mean to you? Strictly musical, cultural, societal? What does it mean to be punk rock? To be punk?
Oh God.
Gonna let Jake Lee answer this one.
Good luck.
Hit it.
Punk rock. Look up the band Paddy Wagon on MySpace.
That was our high school band. Jake was the singer.
Paddy Wagon Rules.
MySpace.com/Paddywagon Rules. Jake's the singer, man.
That is punk rock.
Yeah.
What about its punk?
The drum beat.
God. Yeah, the drum beat.
Yeah.
The Travis Barker drums and the 3 chords.
That's high praise.
Yeah, they're not that good, don't worry.
All right. Cool. Now, I like to end every interview this way. Talk to me about other bands who you think aren't getting the attention that they deserve, and you can say Walter Mitty. Most people say themselves.
We're getting too much attention, man. Undeserved.
Especially right now.
And the other half of that question is, like, what's on your own personal playlist, right now? What are you guys listening to?
That's a good question. I definitely think, to speak for Milk right now, a band that does not get enough credit is Animal City from Chicago.
Cost of Living from Wisconsin.
Cough. Click the cough button. A year ago I would have said Modern Baseball, but that doesn't apply anymore. Winter Break, too.
Yeah.
Winter Break.
Definitely.
Summer Vacation, now Winter Break. They're really awesome.
We just saw them at Growing Up Is Dumb, and they were really, really rad.
How was Growing Up Is Dumb?
It was really fun, dude. We DJ'd it, and it was a great time.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot you guys DJ'd it.
Yeah, it was cool. We got to, kick it with a bunch of, artists, and a bunch of people came up to us and knew us, which was one of the first times that ever happened. and that was a really bizarre experience.
That's awesome.
A couple times I'd introduce myself to somebody, and he'd be like, "I know." Like, whoa, okay.
That's so cool.
Yeah, but no, it was a great time. Hopefully we get to do it again next year.
Nice.
I don't think Aaron hates us too much.
No.
So
I'm sure Aaron loves you guys.
yeah. Okay. What are you guys listening to right now? What do you guys jam to in the car?
Let's all say one band.
Put on the spot. As of recently, I've been listening to a lot of Two Gallants, Shaky Graves.
Dude, we had him on. He was our first guest.
No way.
Yeah, we did a video session with him.
We're going to talk in a minute.
Okay, that's fine. We'll talk more.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about Gaslight Anthem earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Not as much now, but definitely like in the past few years, I got really into them.
Man, you like Shaky. That's awesome.
Mark London and the Super Greens.
Okay. All right. Milk, what do you got?
Name one. Name two.
Dustin already said it, but this band Animal City from Chicago, everything they do, I'm just obsessed with. And Animal City. That's it.
Like the place, like the thing that walks on four legs and the place people live.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
I got you. Potentially four legs. I don't know. What,
this one's not a super underground punk band, but
doesn't have to be. It's what you're listening to.
Jeff Tweedy's new record.
Okay.
It's I think it's called Tsukire. That's how you pronounce it.
I don't know.
It's a little flair like that, but that's really good. I like it.
Nice. What do you got, Chris?
Yeah, I've been listening to Emily's Army. There you go. Their new EP. It's really good. I really like it.
Dude, that You Bet Me song is sick.
Yeah, no, I really like the third song. And I like all the songs. I just like it. I don't know. It clicks with me.
Groovy.
Yeah.
Driving over here, I've been listening to this band I revisited that I used to listen to called Filthy Thieving Bastards.
Okay.
Who are
X Swingin' Utters.
Swingin' Utters.
Okay. All right.
All right,
It's
no,
like-
not X. I guess they're still around.
It's their like folky band. I guess it's folk punk. They're a folk punk band, really catchy.
Nice. No, tell me one more time what they're called.
Filthy Thieving Bastards.
Okay, I'll remember that this time.
Somebody needs a Valium. That's a good song.
Word. Anything else to say to all the people that are listening and supporting you guys and getting tattoos on their calves and stuff?
Yeah, thank you for the tattoos. I don't know if thank you is the right word, but
you're welcome.
You're
For the
welcome.
tattoos?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Keep getting inked, America. And
Stay tuned for the YouTube sessions. We did a live acoustic session.
Yeah. We'll get those edited eventually. So, sometime in the next couple weeks. I don't know.
No rush.
And,
it's whenever I just do it on my computer. So
we got a big tour coming up.
Yeah,
and we've acquired this Siberian prodigy basketball player named Igor Dostoevsky into our band.
Oh, wow.
And he's going to be playing tambourine as well as playing basketball. And so we're going across the country, 26 states, and challenging anybody out there to put together a basketball team and try to beat us. Because as of now, we are undefeated with
We're all
Igor.
pretty good.
Hey, you got your diversity hire, man. Well done.
Bring it on.
Cool. Well, thank you guys. Hey.
Tour dates are all up tomorrow. MakingNewEnemies.com. Game on.
Yeah. Everyone, go pay what you want for Well Soon and
Get well soon.
Zero.
Get well soon.
Go get well soon. Yeah. And thank you for listening to A Fistful of Vinyl. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/A Fistful of Vinyl. We're going to post our playlist and a pretty sweet picture of us by the KXLU sign in the hallway. And we'll be back next week, Monday nights at 11. Peace out.